Hello and welcome. This afternoon we're going to be talking about creating sorting or matching activities using Smart Notebooks Activity Builder and Activities Add-on. My name is Jean Potter and I'm from the Oklahoma Public School Resource Center. It's a short afternoon today, so I want to make sure that I kept track of your time. We're going to be looking at some options for creating sorting or matching activities. These showed up in the surveys that you sent me that you were interested in this, so I chose to cover that this afternoon. I'm going to give you a few tips for making this work smoothly. And we're also going to give you time to plan or create your own sorting activity. A couple of examples before we start so you can see how this works. This one uses images. All of these images are from the gallery tab over here, so I just pulled in images. There is an instruction pull down here. This is for the students, but it's also for you the next time you come to this. If you've saved it, you can remember what you were having them do. In this case, it was to identify mammals, so if I drag a mammal up to the box, he disappears. If I drag something that's not a mammal up to the box, he pops back. This one's very similar. I still used images this time. But in this time, I created a circle using the shape creator up at the top. My instructions, again, are up here. And in this case, I added an extra piece of instructions to increase the level of knowledge that I'm doing. I can have a reflection piece for older students. The next one is a little more involved. This one uses text, so notice I can also use text as well as images. Instructions are up here at the top again. I always suggest adding those. So I built this with the Activity Builder. So I'm going to click on one of these to identify my container or my activity object. Then I'm going to go to the Activity Builder over on the side, to the add-on, and then to the Activity Builder. So it's the puzzle piece and then the toolbox. And I've got this so that you can see what I did. I'm going to edit it. And one tip is to click off of the auto hide so that I can see the entire screen while I'm working on it. In this case, I have identified most of these that were going to be either accepted or rejected. I haven't done PDF yet, so I'm going to pull that over into the accepted box, and it will pop up there in a moment. So it's up there now. I also, just a quick tip, if I've got all of my accepted in, then I can do add all remaining, and that speeds things up a little bit. When I've got all of my things, all of my objects accepted or rejected, I can decide what's going to happen when I choose them. And there are about 4 or 5 choices for accept and a couple of choices for reject. So I would do that next. And then I'm going to click done. And I'm going to go back. I would do the same thing for the class breakdown reports. So for my other one, only I would do obviously the opposite. One thing to remember, if you're using the shapes, you must fill the shape with a color. It cannot see it if it doesn't have a fill. So remember that if it's not working. I'm going to go back to auto hide. And now when I click it, I've got it up so I can see the whole thing. And if I choose it, I can go up here and it will spin. So that's the way that one's built with Activity Builder. If you don't have the time, or if you'd like something that's got some kind of more attractive pictures, what you might use is the activities up here. It's the little fellow that looks like a gremlin. So this is an example of what that would look like. Takes it a second to load. And then I can drag and drop just the same way I did before, and they will either be accepted or rejected. To create one of those, I have a brand new page. I'm going up to the little gremlin thing up here at the top. On the activities, I'm going to pull all the way down to Super Sort and choose it. And then it requires that I put in my category names and an example. So in this case, I'm going to do noun, and it would be cat might be an object. One, I'm going to do verb, and hiss. And then I'm going to click next. I have to have those in before I can choose my theme. And then I choose my theme, and the same thing will happen. There's about 9 different themes that you can use. And then I would say finish, and it would put it together and come up in a few seconds. So that's kind of where I wanted to show you what to do. We're going to brainstorm for a few minutes about how you might use this in class and how you might increase the knowledge level that you're asking your students to do. And then I know that sitting here in the lab, we don't have Smart Notebook loaded on these computers. So to be able to build this, I'm going to let you go back to your room. You're going to build one, and then we'll come back here in about 25 minutes, and then we're going to do a gallery walk so we can see what everybody did, discuss some of the bumps in the road that we ran into, and then work on finalizing or making things a little more finished looking. Thank you.